All right, y'all. So, welcome back to another live stream with just my 2 cents. I'm really excited to be back with some streaming updates for you all. So, today we have a full docket. We have a full docket. As you can see, we are talking about Netflix, Spotify, Apple TV Plus, CNN Plus, FIFA. I think that's how you say it. Hulu, IMBD TV, now known as Freebie. Yeah, we have a lot. So let's not prolong it. Let's go ahead and get started. And we will first start with CNN Plus. CNN Plus. And if you remember on, I think it was my first live stream about some streaming updates, I talked about CNN Plus and how essentially it's supposed to be an exclusive platform for you to get a lot of your news in regards to a lot of things they are not going to put on CNN, like having exclusive interviews or having where you can interact with whoever they might be interviewing. Also, they will have certain shows on there for people to partake in. And I said then that CNN Plus is not going to work, in my opinion, because I don't know a lot of people that's willing to pay $5.99 a month, or if you get in before during their little celebration, their opening celebration, I think it's $2.99 a month. But if you miss that celebration, it's $5.99 a month. And then if you just want to pay for the entire year, it is $59.99. So I don't know anybody who's willing to pay that amount just for an app to stream news when a lot of people are getting their news from Facebook, Instagram, what Snapchat, word of mouth. People are getting their news from YouTube and so many other places. And the crazy part is, a lot of times when these news places or networks actually catch up to talk about some of the things that's happening in the world, a lot of people have already heard it. A lot of times, I'm pretty sure you have already heard what happened during the day, and you just watch the news when you get home just to kind of verify or to get any updates while you might be cooking, or just to kind of pass the time until it's time for you to go to bed, or maybe for you to maybe get it from a more reputable source about what might have happened, or to get some actual video footage, or whatever the case may or may not be. But I don't know anybody that's willing to pay that amount of money for us to stream news in a more quote unquote exclusive way. And other people, as you can see from this article, they feel the same way. So, the article that I'll be referencing for this week says that basically CNN debacle in regards to CNN Plus can teach a lot of other streaming services a huge lesson. And to jump right in, it's saying that CNN is a news network that gets fewer viewers than it would probably like. And it really doesn't matter, what you're probably looking at. It has audiences across the seas over here in America, but it, basically gets fewer viewers. And some of that could be because of some of the things that I mentioned about people getting their news from other sources, from a lot of non quote unquote traditional sources nowadays. And also, let's just talk about how CNN has been in the news the past couple of weeks about supposedly, allegedly, whatever you want to call it, giving out either wrong information or half information. And some people have reported in different news articles about this isn't the first time that CNN has been reported for doing things like this. Now, you can definitely go ahead and research that, see those articles, but this is what people are saying. And in addition to that, they're saying that this app is really um, like a slow motion car wreck for media. And it really offers some useful lessons to other media companies who might be looking at Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu as well as Disney Plus and saying, like, hey, this has been very profitable for these particular companies. Let's do something like that so that we can have a bigger margin in regards to our finances. But the thing is that CNN forgot, and some of these other companies is forgetting, is simply that they are news. Their content is news. And news is covered by a lot of different outlets, not just CNN. It's covered by many different outlets. You have people who have smartphones now where things happen, they can report right from Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or any of, Twitter, any of these other services. And not only that, but you also have, people who, have these articles out here nowadays. um you have YouTube where people can go live on YouTube. So I feel like they kind of definitely missed the margin and the understanding that Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu and Disney Plus, they are all really centered around entertainment. And some of them have a lot of exclusive entertainment that you can't get on other platforms. You can get this particular news that CNN is giving out, you can get it from anywhere. Now, you might not get the same news anchor giving you that information, but you can get that same information from anywhere. So they kind of forgot about that, or if they didn't forget about it, they didn't consider that they didn't have that loyal of a fan base to say, oh, I wanted to do X, Y, and Z. And even if you have the most loyal fan base, you have to think about who is going to pay that additional amount of money to get that quote unquote exclusive from this particular network. And not only that, but I also want to say this, that a lot of people are saying that CNN Plus is giving Quibi vibes, and people are saying that CNN Plus, it might not make it. It might not make it past a year. So I already said this. I said that CNN Plus might not make it past the year. I already predicted that a lot of people would not sign up, and it's saying this on multiple articles, not necessarily in this article, but other articles I've read, that a lot of people aren't signing up for CNN Plus. So we wish CNN Plus the best in their future endeavors. And we just want them to try something different. Just try something different. And we will move on from there. And next on the docket is Netflix and Hulu. So with Netflix and Hulu, we have cities now asking them to, well, not only them, but other streaming services too, to pay a form of cable fees. And when I read this, I was like, this is just wild. So essentially, different cities across the United States are asking these different streaming services to pay a form of cable fees, not necessarily cable fees, but a fee like cable fees, where if you don't know what a cable fee is, just to back up really quickly. So a lot of times cable companies, they have to pay fees to run wires, to set up different boxes and all this, that, and the third in different cities and communities. And I feel like now, because a lot of people aren't subscribing to cable, they are not getting these different boxes at their houses, it's really cutting into not only the cable people pockets, but also these cities pockets too, because I'm pretty sure that with a lot of these cable companies, it's probably per household or per 100 household or 1,000 households or whatever it might be. And with now, with some of these cable companies not having a lot of people subscribing to their service, these fees are probably kicking in, and they are trying to figure out who else they might need to tap into. So they're saying these streaming services is the most viable option because they are taking the service away from these cable companies. So we will try to get them. And the thing is, how can you sit here and charge a streaming service a cable like fee? You cannot charge them a cable like fee, because a streaming service, as noted in this article, and you can go and read the whole article at your own time, but essentially, how can you sit here and charge a cable company, I mean, not cable company, a streaming company, the same amount that you would charge a Netflix or a Hulu or a streaming service in regards to a fee? You can't, because with this, you only need a Wi-Fi network. You don't need um a box. You don't need them to come out to your house. You don't need any of that. The only thing you have to do is just have a Wi-Fi, a strong Wi-Fi signal, hopefully, a computer that works, or some type of TV. Type in your email and password, and a good credit card or debit card for you, and you will be on your way. So I just think that this is crazy. A lot of times I give Netflix a hard time for some of the things that they're doing, but I definitely do not believe that these cities should be charging them any type of service or fee or whatever that they're trying to charge them, because if you need fees, there's other ways to get fees without raising people taxes. And a lot of times, that if they charge the streaming service the fee, some of these streaming services, they will go ahead and relay that um to the customer. And that's not we not trying to pay that. We already got issues with Hulu, not Hulu, but with Netflix and they fee structure. So, we really not trying to do any of that. But I did want to bring that up for us to just consider in regards to what's happening out there and what might be coming down the pipeline. So next on the docket, we have IMBD TV is now going to be Amazon Freebie. And I don't know where they got this name from. I really don't know. I think they need some people in the what is it? The creative space or whatever they want to call it. But Freebie, is here, is out there now. So we will just go ahead with it. And so this is the article that I will be referencing, and it says the IMBD TV streaming service rebrands as Amazon Freebie, and plans launch in Germany and 70% more originals. And to just wrap the article up in a nutshell, it just talks about how essentially they just changed the name of it. You're going to get the same streaming service, the same great product. The only thing is they just changed the name, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell. And also, they're saying that this particular streaming service is very popular. I have seen IMBD TV come up on my smart TV, but I've never clicked on it. I don't know why. It has like a lot of older content, and sometimes when I'm watching TV, I'm like, oh, let's see what's new, and not necessarily some older content. And usually, when I want to watch the older content, I'm watching TV on a different TV, and that's around my bedtime. So, yeah. But I do think if you're looking for a free way to watch TV, the IMBD TV might be the way for you to go, or Freebie, that's what it's called. Freebie might be the way for you to go now. So definitely check it out. And I feel like because Amazon has something to do with it, you might be getting some new originals, some really great originals, because Amazon has been really out here doing this thing in regards to Amazon Prime and some of the new movies that they have been pushing out. And so, yeah, I feel like IMBD TV is definitely in good hands, and I'm very excited to see what's coming from it and the new originals that might be a part of this platform. So, next we have Spotify. And with Spotify, it's really another app update in a nutshell. Is saying that essentially, if you remember the Green Room app that they launched last year, I believe, I think it was last summer, they launched the Green Room app where you would be able to find people, your interests, and even participate in some of the conversations. You will be able to search different conversations for you to participate in, as well as you could join different communities and different rooms to have these various conversations. And you could also start a discussion on your own. So it's supposed to be like Clubhouse in a sense, okay? I didn't want to say that, but it's supposed to be low key like Clubhouse. And now they have actually updated this particular app so that not only is it in the green room, but it's also part of the main Spotify app. And they have like just some, quick updates for you all. If you're interested in that, feel free to reference this particular article or just Google Spotify, and you'll be able to understand more about the green room and also see it in the Spotify app. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. If you are interested in Spotify's Green Room, or I'm not even going to say Clubhouse, because it's Spotify and Clubhouse is different. So we'll just be respectful and say Spotify's Green Room. So next on the docket, we have Apple TV Plus. And with Apple TV Plus, they're saying that it is becoming one of the best streaming services. Now, I think that that's somewhat of a reach because I don't really feel like Apple TV Plus really ranks up there with being the best. I would probably, even though I would hate to say this and admit this out loud, but I would probably say it's like Netflix, Hulu, maybe Disney Plus, Amazon Prime. I would say Discovery, um, maybe HBO Max, maybe Paramount. But Apple TV Plus, I'm really not sure if I would say that it became the best. I would say that it has the potential to become the best. And this is coming from a person who really appreciates a good Apple product. Okay. Like most of everything that I have in regards to technology is Apple. So it's really hard for me to critique Apple in this sense because I ride with Apple, okay? I really do. But when it comes down to the streaming service, I'm like, I don't really agree that it became the best. I don't really agree that it's necessarily becoming the best. I think it has potential. I do think it could become one of the top ones, but right now I'm just like, eh. But anyway, it's saying that essentially Apple TV is really starting to get people to be interested in it because it has great content. It also has somewhat super weird content and it embraces the traditional weekly releases that a lot of us grew up with. So they would release an episode this week and then we have to wait to the next week to see another episode instead of being able to just binge watch everything at one particular time. And also, they're talking about the opening credit sequences, which happen to be, in their words, very glorious and unskippable. And I will agree about the opening credit sequences because I remember, is it Shoemageddon, Schemageddon? Oh my gosh, the man from, it's not, is it Jordan Key? Is it Key Peel? I don't know. Him and other lady in that show, like the opening will always be very intriguing and I would actually sit up and pay attention to it or stop whatever I was doing to pay attention to it. And the show was actually very interesting. I'm very surprised that they didn't bring it back, but I really enjoyed that show. I would actually get Apple TV Plus again to actually watch that show. So I really appreciated that. It did kind of frustrate me that it was on a weekly release because episodes were not very long, but I did really enjoy that show. But I do feel like Apple TV Plus definitely has the potential. I would say that Apple TV Plus is somewhat confusing for me, or when I had Apple TV Plus, it was somewhat confusing because it reminds me of Plex. That's what it reminds me of, Plex, because you'll be able to, especially if you have an Apple TV, you'll be able to have all your streaming services or apps on your Apple TV, and you'll click on the Apple TV app, and it will have like everything that you have pretty much watched. It will push certain trending things to you or some of the things that they think that you might want to watch. And then they'll also have like some of its originals, and then you'll click on the original and you'll be able to watch it. And then let's say once you finish watching it, you'll see something else that you might want to watch. It might be a movie. And you'll click on it and it'll say, well, this is not free or it's going to be an extra X, Y, and Z. So that's why I say like they need to kind of, I don't know, kind of like, I don't want to say with Peacock because I really do like Apple, but they need to kind of really just format it a little bit better so that you'll know like what's Apple TV Plus, what's a part of the apps that you have, and what's rent or purchase. So that's just my only critique, but I do think that it definitely has the potential to get better. Um, and yeah, that's just my own little 2 cents about that. So we also have FIFA. I'm not sure how you say that. I'm really not, but we'll go with it. And the article that I'll be referencing for this says that it is to rival Netflix, Amazon Prime with new football streaming platform. And so it's supposed to be getting into the streaming platform business with a football version of Netflix and Amazon Prime. And this service is supposed to be free and will offer featured documentaries and some live games at launch. And it could be eventually a way for FIFA to broadcast things such as the World Cup matches. And it might do it at a cost, it might do it for free. And the thing about this that I really like so far is that it's a free sports streaming service and they want to keep it free. Now, they did say that things might come up in the future where they might have to charge, later on down the road. But for right now, it is going to be free. And even if they do have to charge later on down the road, they still want to have a free version. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, so I've never heard of this. I'm really not a sports enthusiast, but if you are a sports person, just know that this is another way for you to watch the game, especially if you know. I don't want to. I don't know how Peacock continues to come up in these live streams, but just going back to the Super Bowl really quickly, like watching the Super Bowl on Peacock was definitely not the business. As I mentioned in my other live stream, when I finished watching the Super Bowl, it happened to be over like minutes, minutes earlier. So, we'll see what FIFA has to offer. I think that's cool to have a free platform. Ugh, a free platform for people who want to watch sports and things of that nature. But definitely drop down in the comments below and let me know what you think about these updates. I feel like you know we have a lot happening in the streaming world right now. I think everybody's really trying to carve out their piece of their audience, their content, really make their mark. And I think some people are doing it better than others. I feel like um, some people just need to remain free, like a CNN or a news service, just remain free because if not, nobody's going to watch it. And you will definitely be giving out Quibi vibes. But tell me what you think down in the comments below. Tell me what you think. I don't want to drag this particular live stream out, but make sure that you go ahead and you like, you share, and you subscribe. And if you want to, definitely support the channel. It's on the screen how to do so. But I'll see you all next week in my next live stream. Peace.